I'm Sister Nancy Corcoran. I'm a sister of St. Joseph of Carondelet, St. Louis Province. And my ministry is with transgender, intersex, queer humans and their families. And I usually say that trans folks don't need an old white nun, but sometimes their parents and their grandparents do. And that's where I come in.
I'm Ellen Kunkelmann. I'm a St. Louisan. I met Sister Nancy through Transparent. I have two LGBTQ kids, and I'm also one of the chapter co-leaders for our local Transparent organization now.
I was Catholic chaplain at Wellesley College, a women's college outside of Boston. And we were graduating 4 to 5 men every year. And I was clueless until a young woman, a young student, a young person, a senior at Wellesley, took the stage, asked for no photographs, and stripped to her bra and pants, and proceeded to bind her chest and dress in male clothes and tell everyone that she was Roman Catholic. And I had never seen her before. So we had breakfast the next day. And she helped me, as did many of the other students, because they knew that I was clueless. When I retired, when I was 70, I asked the community for money to study how to minister with transgender people because I was so clueless.
When I was serving at Mass one day, it was the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. I'm an adult altar server. It was only a couple months after our child had told us that he was transgender, and I was in a pretty low place. While I was supportive, I did feel alone and not able to connect with community. During that altar service, I did have a very beautiful discourse with the Holy Spirit, thinking of Mary's own example of the courage that she showed throughout her life as the parent of Jesus Christ. And I felt I'd say a solidarity with her experience that was a wonderful gift for that moment, and it gave me the courage, and a lot of my doubts honestly vanished after that. A couple of months later, my husband and I started going to the Transparent meetings here in St. Louis, and that's where I met Sister Nancy. The insights and the comfort that she has given me would be something that we could also take out to other Catholic parents who affirm their children. That's our critical point, is we want them to already be loving, but the church community doesn't always give space for those parents who are accepting and want their children to have beautiful lives as God made them.
And Transparent was started by a Roman Catholic woman. And it's quite a genius. It's sort of like, I've never been to an AA meeting, but it's similar to that. A couple, usually a husband and wife, facilitate the group, and they say, we're not counselors, and they share their story. But the story itself helps because they talk about the shock, the crying. Parents seem to blame themselves. What did they do wrong? And then they come to realize that they didn't do anything wrong. And one of the things I do is I say, the church has been wrong many times. Our job is to move it forward, or at least my job is, because I'm embedded in it. When people meet a nun, they think they're meeting the Catholic Church. Ellen said, can you help me? And when I'm attending any of these meetings, I really don't, try not to take up much space. I just say that I'm a Catholic nun and I'm using this time as a holy hour, because to be with parents who love their children unconditionally in a church and world that says they're wrong. Um, so I say I don't do anything, I show up.
The important thing to know about transgender people in particular is that this is a very, very, very small minority of people, and yet an extraordinary amount of energy, of negative energy and hostility is directed at them. That in the history of the world, that has never been a good thing, to direct that much towards a very, very small group of people. No more than 2% of Americans are transgender. While there are more children that come out now, it is because they have grown up in a loving, more accepting environment. They have the language also to use it. My children went to Catholic school from preschool through 8th grade. My daughter attends a Catholic high school now. I can assure you that they have had no sex ed whatsoever. And they certainly didn't learn about this at school. They discerned it within themselves, their own identities. The most important thing that needs to be communicated is something that parents all have to learn, which is that this isn't about you, and that your child's experience comes on your child announcement may come on very suddenly out of nowhere for you, but it's something that they've been living with for a very long time, and they know themselves better than my child knows himself better than I will ever know him.